Hello scribers, we're back with another video. So today I'm going to be featuring the Undated Common Planner by Sterling Ink. I bought this planner because I decided that I wanted to use it as a fitness journal. So the idea is I wanted the Undated because I was not going to wait for the new year. And with fitness, I always see progress as a lot more measurable in just normal time. So like a year from now, September to September, is perfectly fine when it comes to fitness versus like a full year planner because I'm not using it for dates or for any events. But I thought I would do a quick flip through beforehand just so that you can get an idea of what the planner looks like, and then we'll go ahead and set up the fitness part of it. But before we get into all of that, I did want to let you guys know that the ruler I bought that I mentioned in my last video finally came in. It is by Hubman and Chub Girl, and it is this super adorable froggy ruler. Look at his little face. I'm so excited about it. I have a whole other additional haul from them coming in because I did subscribe to their stickers, so I will for sure show you guys that and how I plan to use it within my journal when I get them. But I was so excited about this. I'll take him out so you guys can see him better. I did also get some die cut stickers, but I'm going to feature those in another video, so those will have to wait. Like, look, this is just an acrylic ruler. There might be a film on this. It looks like there probably is, that I'll have to peel off, but oh my goodness. I was right. So as you can see, there is this like protective film, and I was able to get it started off camera, but I wanted to show you guys the peel. Oh, because I know how satisfying. Oh, that was so good. But then here it is in all of its glory with the acrylic clear, and it is just so stinking cute. Okay, perfect. And then now let's get into the planner. So once again, this is the Undated Common Planner. This size here is the N1, so it's the Traveler's Notebook size. It is slightly bigger than the Hobonichi Weeks. I think that one is usually like here. This one is about the length of an A5 notebook. So let me see here. This is my Archer and Olive notebook. It is an A5, but for size comparison, they are the same height, but the width is different. You guys should be able to see that there. So there is about an inch or so difference. When you order this, you do have the option to get the gold plating on the side, or you can get it as plain white paper. When I placed my order, the gold was the only one that was left, and since I was really eager about getting this fitness planner started, I just jumped on it. So we'll go ahead and start. The first page is blank. You see the grid that they have, and this grid paper is used throughout the entire planner. It is very thin. It's the Tomo River paper. Then you have a goal breakdown. This is a standard spread in all of their planners. And then they also have like a yearly index that is not available in the Undated. But then this is usually their quarterly breakdown. So then you have 4 sections here and then 3 over here. So normally it would be like January, February, March, April, and then 3 goals that you could break down further into action items. But since this is Undated, I'll start with the current quarter, so September, October, November, December. This I'll probably just put some fitness goals in here, but they do have 4 of these to fill out the year. And then these are the monthly pages. So I believe it comes with 14 months. And again, you'll be able to add in your own dates and anything that you want. And here on the side for the notes. And the way this planner is set up is that all the months are stacked together at the front. And then after that, we go into the weekly spreads. So it might be a little difficult. Let's see if I can pull this up. Here they have a little blank space to put the days. And then this is just a slightly darker line here to break up the sections, but you have it for all of the days of the week on the left hand side and then blank graph paper on the right. So this is very similar to the Hobonichi Week setup, and it's perfect for when I want to do some meal tracking, and then over here I'm going to do some of my daily habits, my average steps, and some other stuff, and my workouts. So then you have all of the weeks. There should be at least 52. And then once you get to the back here is when you get into your blank pages. So these are all just extra graph paper. And once you start, it is numbered. So there's a little number down here just to let you know where you're at. And this does come with, I want to say, 121 blank pages. Yes, 121 blank pages. And so that was a quick flip through of what the Undated planner looks like. Next, we'll go ahead and set it up so I can show you what my fitness planner will look like for the remainder of the year. Here is the month of September filled out. So I have my daily energy key here, which I'm going to fill out in a second, and it's just to kind of highlight the number of the day, just how I'm feeling that day. I wrote down my starting weight this morning, which is 160.8, and I got 7 hours of sleep. And then I'm going to write my steps in later because I still have time today. My goal is at least 8,000, and when I'm filming this, I'm at 7, so I will hit it by the end of the day, but I'll write probably tomorrow morning what my total was, and then I'll put my start weight here in the final. So go ahead. And since we're starting today on the 15th, when I'm filming this, I'm going to write that as the start weight. And then hopefully by the end of these 2 weeks here, the 30th, this is going to be a lower number. Now, I'm not looking for anything dramatic, maybe just like a couple of pounds. At least one would be nice, but that would go there. Today overall, I'm going to put myself at an 80%. I'm going to take my highlighter here and just color in behind the 15. I felt pretty good throughout the day, but I did get kind of sleepy at work today. But overall, my energy was pretty good. That is a terrible highlighting job. It's okay. Pretty good. I did come home and complete a workout after work, so that was helpful. But yeah, I was really tired. I hit that 3 p.m. slump today bad. Then this was my week filled out. So I have just the workout that I'm following on this workout app that I use, and the equipment that is expected. So I'm following a 2-week restart plan that I'm trying to get used to before I figure out my schedule that's like a more permanent schedule at work that I can kind of start incorporating throughout the week. So right now, these are just things that I could do at home, either quickly in the morning, because they're all about 30 minutes, or after work. And then hopefully after the next 2 weeks, I'll have that stable schedule, and I'll be able to kind of incorporate going back to the actual gym full time. But this morning, I had an iced coffee with some eggs and bacon. At work today, as part of my orientation, they bought us lunch, so I actually went to 54th. So I'm just gonna put that in and say that I went to 54th Street. And I had a gyro with sweet potato fries. And then my sister is making dinner tonight, and she's making stuffed chicken and rice. And so the next couple of days here, I kind of coordinated with her a little bit about what's for dinner. And I haven't put in Friday yet, just because I'm actually really bad at planning that far ahead, I've noticed. But hopefully it'll probably end up being this fajita pan sheet meal again. But this is what we've got going so far, and then I'm sure sometime during the week I'll just add to finish these days. But the whole point is for me to be utilizing what I have at home and not going to buy food. Then I have my daily habits here. I'll zoom in just a little bit. So I already filled this out this morning. I did use, I took my meds. You can hear my dog walking around, that's what that is. I hit my sleep goal, which is about 7 hours. I flip this just to write the X. This here gym really is just to make sure I'm working out, so I'm following my plan, which I did today. Just going over those X's. I'm going to go ahead and mark off steps now because, like I said, I know I'm going to finish this by the end of the day, and then I'll put the actual total tomorrow. My protein, I should be hitting my goal, but I'm going to double check with dinner, and then if I need to add a protein shake, go ahead and do that. So I'm going to hold off on my protein just till tomorrow. And water, I did hit my water today at work. So we are just waiting on this protein goal to make sure I hit it. But then that is that for now. Here I'm calculating my weekly averages. I know stuff like, your weight fluctuates a lot. And so I just kind of want to get an idea of where I'm at. So I think your average is a more true tell of your weight than, your daily. And then same thing with sleep. I just want to see about how many hours I'm getting. And then steps. As long as my steps are around that 8,000 goal and my average is hitting 8,000, I am happy. So then this was my week. And then I'll flip here to the back to show you what my reflection is for September. So on the extra pages on the back, I'm going to do my September and establish my routine for September. So right now that is hopefully waking up in the morning, doing a 30-minute walk, which is what I did on my walking pad this morning. It's going to be going to work, coming home and doing a workout either at the house or if I'm able to make it to the gym. I am a full-time student working on my MBA, so then after that it'll be working on schoolwork, and then hopefully, if I manage to have any kind of free time, I'd be dedicated to unwinding and watching TV or calling my boyfriend or just spending time with family and my dog, and then hopefully have it stacking. So like this morning while I was walking is the time I was able to get like any kind of pleasure reading in, so that's unfortunately what I have to do. This is my weight tracker here, so as the pounds kind of go down, my goal. I know my weight this morning is 160.8, so I'm going to head and just write 160 here. And I won't color this in until I think my weekly average is about 160, but I'm going to go down backwards. 156. And 151. And so this is about that 10 pounds. I could have started at 159 to 150, but we'll start here, and then once we hit this, we can create a new goal. But I'm hoping to at least accomplish this by November, which according to ChatGPT, I can do this. This is doable, so we'll see where we're at. After this, I want to do like a monthly reflection, so I'm just going to see like what my big accomplishments were. So hopefully I really want that to coincide with the goals that I wrote down on the monthly spread, which were to be consistent with the planner for the next 2 weeks, meal prepping, and hitting my daily steps. So hopefully if I'm able to be consistent with those goals, I'll put them here under accomplishments. I want to write what my favorite workout was, what went well for me, what I felt like it was working, what wasn't working, what I can do better next month based on what went poorly, as well as kind of brainstorm new goals for October. And then I want to make sure that I'm also writing non-weight ways that I saw progress, especially when you're doing strength training. A lot of the times your weight could stay the same or even go up because you're building muscle and you retain a lot of water that way. I think they always say that like muscle weighs more than fat, which is kind of weird because it's 5 pounds is 5 pounds, but sometimes the weight, your scale doesn't move, but you can see progress in other ways, and just the way that you feel, and you're getting stronger, if you're lifting heavier, if your clothes are feeling better, things like that. So I want to make sure I'm writing that down so that I can still see that I am making progress in different ways. And I want to put physical activity that I want to try or to make space for in October. And then just like overall ratings, like did I do well in weight loss? Was my sleep good? Were my daily steps good? And were my workouts good? So just kind of maybe out of like 5 or something. And then after that, I have this chart that I made. And it's really just to compare my sleep and my weight. So today, today's the 15th, so I have just the days of the month. In blue, I marked my weight, which was right below 161, and my sleep, which was at just about that 7-hour mark. And I want to just kind of do a line graph here to see if there's any correlation that I'm noticing between my weight and my sleep. And so then I'll put my key takeaways here. And that's it so far in terms of these back pages. If anything, this will just be like the little title for October, and then I'll probably do the same. Just kind of do like a little weight tracking goal, and then my monthly reflections on here and that chart. If I come up with any ideas, I will let you guys know. I believe in my app, they have like little challenges. So if I do end up committing to one, I will definitely write down like the challenge rules on this back page so I can reference it within the week, like see page, whatever the index is for rules. So that's definitely an option. But until then, right now, I think that's the setup. I'm gonna go ahead and try to be consistent with this, like I said, for the next couple of weeks. And then hopefully I can come back at the beginning of October after these 2 weeks of workouts are finished and just let you guys know how it's working and what my next plan is, like what workouts I want to follow and anything I want to change. So I'm just going to flip through this one more time so that you guys can get a look at it. And of course, feel free to, if you're inspired, please take some of this with you. I didn't show this earlier. I did just like the quarter pages, so September through December. I just wrote what my habit goals are. So water at least 80 ounces daily, the protein being 60 to 80 grams, sleep at least 7 hours, and my steps at least 8,000. So if I'm hitting these goals consistently, especially the steps, I'm going to make sure to just kind of up that in October. This you can break down even more goals, but I just haven't thought of any. But if I do, I will update you guys in the next one. And then again, here's that first month for me. And then that first week. Also, this pen, and there's a lot of smudges. Things we learned already, use a different pen. So I was using a like ballpoint pen and it just was not drying, so we will just use something different. The Erin Condren pen was working really well, so I think we'll just switch to that. And then again, these back pages. So our September, our weight tracker, and then I hopefully have more of this filled in with that updated video. A reflection page, I'll have this filled out, or I'll fill it out as I'm filming so you guys can see it with me. And then we will have this chart filled out. So that is it for the Undated Common Planner that I'm using as my fitness journal. So make sure to come back in a couple of weeks if you want to see what my progress looks like. And again, feel free to pull any inspiration, or if you have any ideas about filling up some of those last pages, please drop down in the comments below. I would love to hear y'all's suggestions, or even just like materials as well that you guys like to use in this planner on this paper. But that is it for now, and that is it for this video. So thank you so much for watching, and thank you for joining me on this little health journey. I will see you guys in the next one. Bye.